lounging, son.
Anyways, welcome back to the Comic Lounge podcast.
Hey.
My name's Ryan. I got my co-host Dylan with me. As always, we're here with a special episode this week. We're going to be talking about the end of WandaVision. We did our mid-season recap. We probably could have done an episode after 6, 7, 8, and 9 because they were pretty crazy. It's crazy how like our theories didn't really get met a little bit.
Yeah.
But
the Agatha thing, yeah, we got that. But then by the end of episode 8, I was my literal stance on everything. Whenever someone tried to talk to me about it, I'm like, my theories have all either been proven wrong or been proven right. At this point, I'm the guy standing at the beach while the tsunami that is WandaVision was about to hit, and I was just waiting for it. Like, I didn't know what to think anymore, bro. Like, I'm kind of glad that we were wrong, like, as far as the mutant stuff, because I feel like that would have been too predictable, and it would have been like a cop-out. Like, you know what I mean?
I am so little mad about Pietro.
Yeah.
that like, to fucking troll all of fandom,
troll game,
like
bro.
that was a little annoying. They could have left it open-ended. I didn't need a resolution to it, but don't fucking just straight up tell me like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not Pietro. But the Mephisto thing, that theory that we had. By the way, there's gonna be spoilers to anybody that's watching or listening. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you haven't watched it, you're still under a rock, and you don't know what's going on, then turn this off. Because we're gonna be fucking talking about the Mephisto thing. I was really hoping was gonna be touched on. I also thought we would leave on more of a cliffhanger.
Well, did you see the
Yes.
2 end credits?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
But
I didn't know there was.
Still,
I didn't see the second one until someone told me.
Oh, see, what I realized that I think I realized it with the episode before that I'm like, have there always been end credits? I don't think there have been, right? There wasn't end credits. I don't think there was. I only noticed it with last week's or the week before, episode 8 with Monica, and she's like looking for Wanda, or maybe it was the episode before. You know, Pietro or fake Pietro, like fucking grabs her. But yeah. I mean, we all know that she's going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. So we knew that was happening, but I thought that there would be like maybe a little bit more of like a mystery happening at the end. I know we do hear the voices. I mean, let's just jump around, whatever. So
yeah, we're jumping around.
The end credit, the second end credit, right? It has her, and she's like going through the Darkhold, that book.
Yeah, she's doing the whole Doctor Strange.
And she hears, which is dope, and she hears her kids' voices that don't exist. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that because then in an alternate universe they probably do.
Yeah, and also
but that
like
make her kids though, like she's still kind of crazy pants.
But I think that the thing that I really loved about the show is at the heart of it, it's really just her grieving, and it's about her coming to terms with like losing her love.
And the little friggin' bars of fucking love knowledge that friggin' Vision was dropping throughout the entire series, bro.
Dude, it's some of the best lines of the show.
Yeah, dude. What is grieving but love persevering? What? Bars.
Yeah. I mean, that final scene too, because like obviously he gets quote unquote woken up, so he is aware of what's happening around him, but he kind of accepts it, and he doesn't even want her to do anything. He's like, this is our life, like let's just kind of stay here. And then she comes to that realization that she can't.
I like during a part of a realization, because the entire time you kind of think that she's lost it to the point where she doesn't care what she's doing to the people of the town until she realizes what she's doing to the people of the town when they confront her in the episode, or please just release my daughter. She's been in her room. Like, I just miss her. Can you make her part of the cast? All this and that. And then like she realizes like, oh, these people are suffering. Like, she's actually fucking these people up, and that realization that she's ruining lives by making her own little fake life, like that to me tells that she had no idea exactly the full extent of the consequences of like her whole hex. You know what I mean?
Right, and I think she even did it subconsciously though, because there was that episode where we get the backstory, right? Where I think it was the one with Agatha, where Agatha is like kind of taking her through almost like a therapist, right? And we see her find Vision. We see her as a kid, which was cool because we like learned like why is this world that she's created all television shows? And it's because like most countries, right, like that aren't the U.S. sometimes like all they have are old TV shows. They don't have the new shit. So like she's a kid and she has all these VHS tapes of like Malcolm in the Middle and all the shows that this
Dick Van Dyke
that it was homaging.
Yeah.
And then we learned that like when she goes like they had that the reason she goes to Westview is because Vision bought the property to build a house on to where they could basically live out the rest of their life. And I think what happened, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't ever actually say it, but I think she inadvertently, in her grief, created that hex across the entire town. So I don't even think she was fully aware. That's why she said, "I didn't do this. Do you really think I could? Do you really think I could control this many people?" And I think she truly believed that because I don't think that she even realized she did it until Agatha unlocked her mind and kind of showed her what she did.
Right. Now let's talk about that little flashback episode. Okay, so the flashback episode was dope. Like it was one of the best ones because like you said, it was literally like a therapy session. And like I know a lot of people who are going through therapy who that or not therapy, but speak to a therapist, that who they say that episode really resonated with them because of the way the realizations happened, how it was basically shock therapy because it was a full immersion shock therapy because these are things that she never didn't think about and really didn't like put in correlation to what's going on and how badly she's grieving, right? Because think about it, like everything that they channeled in those in that therapy session was all her losses and how she had to deal with it, right? Because the way she dealt with her parents death, she dealt with it by joining a revolution and the scepter to touching the scepter, let her touching the scepter. Then when Pietro died in Age of Ultron, she dealt with it by having Vision, but without like any kind of support system. This is what happened. Like she had no support system after Vision passed, and she just fucking lost it, right? So I mean, like I really, really appreciate the fact that support systems are definitely like necessary to grieve, to like be able to understand and move forward past the grievance. But like that and that was the result. Like the Westview was the result of her not having a healthy way to grieve. Especially with the shock of like seeing Sword having having Vision's body. And you also have to take into account the recovery from the snap. Like as soon as she got back from the snap, she was still grieving. She was like fresh out of Wakanda, whereas the rest of the world was still like 5 years after. You know what I mean? But there's a hole with the whole Wakanda thing. I'm like, all right, so it's $200 billion worth of vibranium that was left in Wakanda, and no Wakandans did anything about it. Like they just let Sword take it. Like how the fuck did that happen? Like,
well, did they took the vibranium, or they took Vision?
Vision is made of vibranium. That's what they were saying. Vision's body.
But wasn't he kind of on the outskirts of Wakanda? Because like they bubbled in Wakanda during Endgame. Was it Endgame?
No, Infinity War.
Infinity War. They bubbled it, right? So he wasn't even in the city of Wakanda. He was out on the outskirts in like the forest. So it would have been very easy for them to recover Vision's body. Okay. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. All right. So
I see what you're saying. There's no fucking way they're getting into Wakanda to fucking snatch anything, but on the outskirts, I feel like that would have been somewhat easy to do.
Okay.
Or
I didn't think about that.
Or the Avengers that survived took the Vision's body and they stole the body from them. because maybe they also didn't leave their fallen comrade. They probably just didn't leave the body, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's like
so
there's issues with the body.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, right? So
yeah.
But what I do think was interesting also is that like I thought the guy that was running Sword, I thought he was going to be somebody. He did nothing, right? But like him controlling,
I thought he was going to be an agent of Ultron. I thought he was going to be an agent of Ultron.
That would have been
somehow, some way. You know what I mean?
But the Vision, like they turned him into like White Vision, which is a storyline in the comic books from West Coast.
I love that. I
think I told you too that
yeah,
because of Rob Liefeld's Robservations podcast, where he was talking about WandaVision, how much he loved those characters, and it's cool to see them like getting kind of some spotlight on them. And he was talking about all these storylines, and I bought them because of his podcast, and I read them before the episode. So then they introduced it. Dude, these comics have shot up in value because of like people speculating on it, right? And it's crazy.
And I remember the White Vision. White Vision is like the White Vision cover, dollar bin.
yeah, dude, it's
so crazy.
It's nuts, dude. All these books have gone up, and I bought them because I bought them to read, not because I'm like, oh, they're going to be worth money. I didn't know what to expect, but they pulled so much of those storylines out of West Coast Avengers, and it's really cool because like Vision and Scarlet Witch, Wanda, as she was previously, and now she's known as Scarlet Witch, but they didn't really get that much shine in the movies or in the comic books over the past few years. But now, like everybody comes to the shop, they're asking about these. What can I read from them? And we're like, there's nothing recent. You can read Vision, but if you're looking for something like the show, that's not what you're gonna get. But I thought it was cool too, the scene with Vision, right? Both Visions. The one Wanda created.
Yeah.
That fucking scene was so dope, dude. Like, because he's like, I have to kill Vision. He's like, and then he like, basically like, but you're Vision. And then that whole like, they're just like floating.
The boat of Theseus, dude. I forgot what comic it was, but there was actual conversation between Future Vision and Present Vision where Present Vision proposes the question of Theseus's boat, and it's so dope. It's a little. The conversations changed a little, but like it was essentially the same question, and essentially like it didn't result in the end because in the end of the comic one, I think it was talking about how I think Future Vision decided to reassemble the Avengers, but whatever. But like that, the simple fact that they took directly from that, and they paid an homage to actual Age of Ultron, where Ultron and Vision were doing that little spinny thing in Sokovia. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I just feel like Kevin Feige and all the showrunners for that show were like are nerds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not only did they tip their hats to the people who love the movies, they freaking tip their hats to every single person who literally went out and read those comics.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be one of my favorite things in the MCU, WandaVision now. Like, as a whole, like, it's just so good. And, we get Monica Rambeau. We didn't get to touch on that really too much last episode because she wasn't introduced yet. She didn't have her powers.
Yeah,
dude, I cannot wait to see where she goes. I mean, that the end credit too. Like your friend sent me to see you. It's a fucking scroll.
Yeah, and we're like,
where are we going? And she's like, we're going up. Oh, yeah. I was like, dude, yes. I can't wait. I can't wait to see her story. And we have to talk about Wanda's costume. Finally, we get the headdress. We get her calling. I mean, she's called Scarlet Witch now. And it's not. And we also learned that it's not so much her moniker, but it's a title that she has, like within the magic community. Like and she's an agent of chaos.
When Agatha said, like, read the page from the book, it was like the Scarlet Witch surpasses the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. I know. And hey, and then the episode where Agatha traps a Wanda right in the fucking basement, and she has all her runes around her.
Dog.
Like, if you can't. Yeah, and she's like, you can't attack anybody when their runes are cast around you. Your magic won't work. And then at the end, when Agatha's trying to get Wanda's power from her, and she's absorbing it from every hex that Wanda throws, at the end, Agatha tries to attack Wanda, and nothing happens. and then Wanda just like her fucking runes encircle
literally
them
the
in
hex,
Westview.
bro.
Oh my god,
Ooh.
dude!
That shit was dope. Like
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like some of the theory, or so like I'm a little disappointed that some of our theories didn't make it through. I'm super happy with the end product. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm super hyped that like literally in a week and a half's time we're gonna get Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And we'll be doing this. We're gonna do the same thing with Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and I feel like this just sets the WandaVision sets the tone for the rest of the MCU's like television line. Now we're gonna get freaking multiple storylines with characters that didn't really receive shine, and we're gonna get new characters. We're gonna get, obviously we're gonna get Moon Knight, fucking Mark Spector, who's gonna be played by freaking Oscar Isaac. What?
I'm more excited.
Wait, is it Oscar Isaac?
It's
Oscar Isaac.
I think
right?
the show I'm the most excited for, as much as I love Moon Knight, don't get me wrong. I think the Hawkeye show is what I'm most excited for because they are adapting. Obviously, I mean it's clear based on the images. I mean they have Pizza the dog, right?
Yeah.
They are adapting the Fraction Aha series, and dude, I never thought I would see something like that brought to the screen. Like to see Clint with Kate Bishop, like I want to see that, and the fucking images look dope. Everything they're doing, I think I think it seems like okay, they're gonna give us the weird, unique show, then they're gonna give us the expected, then we're gonna get the weird again, right? Because Loki looks like it's nothing like you would expect from a Loki.
Loki
show
looks nuts. I mean, I love that Owen Wilson's in it, and he's part of the transversal.
It's touching on time travel, right?
Yeah, it's touching on time travel and interdimensional travel. Like, I feel like whatever. I feel like Loki is gonna Loki is gonna low key tie everything together again. Like, I don't know.
Because he's an anomaly. I mean, technically, he's an anomaly right now. Same as Gamora, because they're both from a time period that isn't really. They're from a splintered off time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they connect that. But I think WandaVision. I know people. It was not expected. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect from the show, but I know a lot of people in the beginning were like, they're like, this is weird. This isn't MCU. But if you stick with it and you watch it, everything makes sense at the end. I didn't have that much of a problem. I am glad that they did 2 episodes. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
That it really served the show better by giving us 2. But I think everything was well acted. I think Elizabeth Olsen deserves a fucking Emmy for what she did. She runs the gamut of emotions, and the performance that she gave, it's one of the most powerful performances I've seen in a show. And I love, and another thing that I really loved about the show in general is that we didn't get it all at once. This was something that it was like a water cooler type conversation you could have every week at the shop, and it kept the momentum, it kept the excitement up. And we don't have that nowadays. Like everybody, like all these other shows, Netflix, you get it at once. Like we don't have that thing where it's like a constant conversation. Like the same thing with Mandalorian, right? Like I think that's why the hype for that show was built up. And same thing, and then with WandaVision, because you get a little bit and then you get to speculate week after week. Like, and
you get to talk about it. Like, there's someone on my job, new guy, obviously. He was like, I didn't like that we had to wait a week. I'm like, I just wanted to do it one and done. And then I explained to him, like, dude, like, it sucks because you can't have a full conversation about a show if let's say you binged it all in one weekend, whereas someone is barely on episode 3. You can't have the same conversation that you would have if everybody was on the same page, waiting. You know what I mean? Like
he's
speculating.
Young, huh?
Like, and then he. I mean, I don't know if he's like my age, but he's like definitely within our age range. I'm like, dude, we had to wait a whole ass summer to find out when who shot Mr. Burns. Like, you know what I mean? Like. We had a whole summer to speculate and talk about, and like it was crazy. It was like some of the most fun I had as a kid, like doing all that speculation.
What about Lost in the Island?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Or just freaking X-Men shows, like yo, the Dark Phoenix. We just got the season finale, and they showed the Dark Phoenix. What? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a certain mystique. There's a certain mystique and a fun element that adds to the whole weekly thing that we just don't get in this binge culture, dude. Binge culture freaking sucks. As far as like television series goes, like
comics are different. Yeah,
comics are different. Like you can wait a whole for a whole ass arc to finish and then start reading the trades. Like, you know what I mean? That's totally fine. But like, I just feel like with television shows, you just need this now. Like, I don't know, binge culture. I'm not saying binge culture is bad because there are certain things that I binge. Like, I'll wait until a series is over. But with a show as hype as this, especially after literally more than a year of nothing MCU related, this is like the perfect. This is something we got to look forward to during all this fucking craziness.
Oh yeah, dude. And think about if it was all at once, right? Like, would we still be talking about it right now? No, it would have been now. Everybody would have been like already forgot about it and waiting for the next thing. But because it was weekly, for 9 weeks, 8 weeks, everybody was talking about it constantly. Every fucking day at the shop, at least once, somebody would talk about WandaVision. Somebody would ask for a recommendation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that to me is
it's
more fun. It's more fun than being able to sit down. Like, to me, it's more fun than it would have been if I was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna watch this whole series on the weekend and just fucking and then be done with it. No, like it's more. I mean, I get why people would rather just watch it because like they just want one story, but like it wasn't meant to be watched at once. It was meant to be serialized. It was meant to keep up the excitement. It's not a fucking movie. It's not a 9-part movie. It's a fucking TV show. You know what I mean? And it was meant to be. It was meant. Look at the titles of the episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's even the series finale. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's. Come on.
I loved it, dude. It was great. It was so good. Like, how they executed everything was just fantastic. I loved it. And I'm a little sad that we don't get to see, Wiccan.
I think this is my opinion. I think we're gonna have a Young Avengers movie. This is what I think, right? I mean, you're bringing in Kate Bishop. It's not hard. You've already introduced Wiccan and Speed as kids. We've seen their powers. I don't think it's out of the realm to see them come back older. We've already seen them jump in age. So the next time we see them, they very well could be teenagers or maybe early 20s, same as Kate Bishop, and we'll eventually see a Young Avengers movie. We got Stature, Cassie Lang.
Kate Bishop looks great, by the way.
Oh, she's amazing. And then don't forget Cassie Lang.
Yeah.
She also becomes a Young Avenger. So I think that's where they're gearing us towards. I mean, obviously they'll have other characters. I think that,
I'd be down for a Young Avengers series.
Yeah. So I think
I mean? Something that they could flesh out over the course of like 8 weeks. That'd be dope.
Yeah, and I think that we will probably see kind of a different lineup, right? I think Ms. Marvel, there's a chance like maybe she'll be in it instead of being in the Champions. We might also see who else? There was another one I was going to say. I can't think of it. Whatever. But I think that's something that they would do. I mean, why not? It'd be a missed opportunity if you don't. You're introducing these characters. But I really love Scarlet Witch. I mean, she has now become one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I
agree with you, and I would attribute that a lot to freaking Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh yeah,
like even her growth in the movies that led to this, like, she did a fantastic job. I think she's like one of the more better written Avengers aside from like obviously Iron Man or Captain America, right? Like, she's definitely one of the standouts as far as where her character has come over the course of X amount of years since her debut.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's amazing. It's amazing that at first when they said they were doing a Wanda and Vision like TV show, I was a little skeptical because like, oh, okay. And then when we saw little teasers and previews, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a weird television House of M, like, and in essence, it is that, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I think is funny too? all those people that thought it was House of M, and that book is back ordered at a distributor level, and nobody can find it now, and it has nothing to do with the show. Had nothing to do with it. There's no similarities other than the fact that Wanda creates a new reality, but I mean, even then, it's nothing the same. Has nothing to do with it. I can't wait to see where her character goes. I hope that she's around for a while. I know that like Mario, I heard on they were talking about on the Comic Marauders that like, well, I don't know if I like. He's like, I don't know how to feel about it because like, is it just gonna be it, and then we're not even gonna see these characters again? And it's like, for me, if this is all I had from them and that's the end, like I can still enjoy that for what it is, WandaVision for what it is. It doesn't need to go forward, but I do want to see, and I think she's going to play a big part. I think like whatever Avengers movie we see in the future, she's obviously going to be a main character in that because it doesn't seem like Wanda is not crazy pants right now. It seems like she's kind of together, even though she's like learning the magic. So
Also, I mean, I think I definitely think we definitely will see more of Wanda because White Vision still exists.
Yeah, White Vision. Yeah, we have to see where he. Yeah, he just flies away and it's done.
Yeah, the fight's done. Like he just.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Vision versus Vision had to have been the dopest fight I've seen in a long time. Like, yo, just like the usage of phasing through each other and like just slamming each other into shit and like, yo, I'm here for it.
And their capes like flapping because it's the only like Marvel hero that we really see with a fucking cape, I think. Yeah. And like just the constant and like in Westview going through. But dude, that like you said earlier, dude, that scene with them in the library and then they're just looking, right? Like that was such a great show, man. I mean it does. It's leading to some other stuff. It'll be interesting. I mean, obviously we're going to see more Sword. That's not going to go away. I want to see a Jimmy Woo spinoff. I heard they're talking about it. They need to do it. He calls Clint, right? He is calling Clint.
I think he was calling Clint.
Okay.
I felt like he was calling Clint.
I was like, yes. I was like, is Clint going to make like a little cameo at the end? And like he didn't. So I mean, honestly, I forgot. Like I heard the name Clint dropped, and then by the end of the episode, like I didn't think about it till after it was over. I was like, oh fuck yeah, he mentioned him, but he never showed up. So I think that we need to see a Jimmy Woo.
He could be this wave's Agent Coulson, which I'd be down for because also with Shang-Chi like on the horizon, there's no reason that Jimmy Woo wouldn't pull together like his own to pull together the Agents of Atlas. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like, I'm here for it.
I kind of more want to just see him by himself, like explore the weird shit in Marvel, in the Marvel universe, because like that could be a way to see some of the more obscure stuff that doesn't necessarily warrant a TV show or a movie.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really excited for. But I mean, dude, there's so many fucking shows that they got. They got a World of Wakanda. They got Miss Marvel that's coming out. She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Hawkeye. I mean, like it's never ending. They've pretty much said that a lot of their focus is going to shift more to the Disney Plus stuff, and I don't mind that. I still want to see movies, but like I was talking to Lauren about it too the other day. Like I fucking just want to go to the movie theater and see a fucking movie. Like I don't want to watch everything at home. You know, I don't mind spending the money for certain things.
Yeah. Well, Jackie is funny because she's like, she hates going to the movies, right? She just hates it. She doesn't like spending it. And then she also has like the bladder of an infant. So it's like she always gets up to pee. So she likes watching movies at home. But me, I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm going to drink this whole extra large fucking icy. And then and as soon as I have to pee, like a third of the way through the movie, I'm going to hold it through the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Till my fucking hurts. You know, like
until it hurts. Till like when you're walking down the steps of the theater, every step hurts because your bladder is about to explode.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
like
it's
I
about.
don't care.
It's the experience, bro. Yeah.
And then you finally get to the bathroom after waiting in line to get to the bathroom, and you take the longest pee ever.
Yeah.
It's like relieving and painful at the same time. But yeah, like I mean, I'm ready for the movies. I am like with California with California starting their like shift over into getting back into the swing of things. Like I would prefer movie theaters at 25% capacity. That's better for me.
Yeah, then I don't
Like
have somebody kicking my fucking chair. I don't have somebody fucking elbowing me.
yeah,
None of that bullshit.
I don't have someone else's crunch of their
Uh,
chewing or the sound of their freaking Raisinets box freaking tipping and you hear the shaking like a fucking food maraca. Like
yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready for 25% capacity.
yeah. Come on, man. I mean, I'll probably still go like early. I would go early in the morning or late at night. One of the
Yeah,
two. You know what I mean? Just to be safe. But I'm ready for
but
movie theaters to come back.
yeah, I want to see Black Widow already. I feel like there's gonna be something in Falcon and Winter Soldier that's gonna reference Black Widow. Like I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's gonna like something with Taskmaster is gonna be referenced, and I don't know. I feel like we like in the order of things, we were supposed to already see Black Widow before WandaVision even came out. Now, there's nothing directly correlating between WandaVision and Black Widow, but
I think we would see more
of the correlation with Hawkeye.
in Hawkeye. That's my opinion, just because of their relationship, you know. But
Right.
I don't know. This is also supposed to be set in the past, I think, right?
Yeah, it is. From what I hear, I think it's post Age of Ultron.
That makes
I think
sense.
it's post. It's definitely post an Avengers movie. I'm just not sure which Avengers movie.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm here for all of it. I'm excited for all of it. We fucking stop talking WandaVision. WandaVision, I think, was a massive success, both fandom and critically acclaimed as well. I think that you know, there are some people that maybe didn't like it as much as we did, or a vast majority of people also enjoyed it. Either way, I think what Marvel is doing, what Kevin Feige is doing with the MCU, I mean, it's in good hands. If only DC, if only they had a Kevin Feige, you know, because like
You're not ready for the 4-hour Snyder cut. 4 hours.
I mean, I'm not gonna fucking bullshit you. I want to see Darkseid, so I will watch it to see.
I want to see Martian Manhunter. I'm not even gonna lie. Like Darkseid and Martian Manhunter, I'm like that. That right there is like warranting enough for me to want to watch it. But like, you know,
4 hours is a long time.
Like 4 hours is a long time, and like Jared Leto, Joker Christ, like I don't know.
Yeah, dude, because Jared Leto's a great actor. He just was put into a shitty movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was such a waste of his version of Joker. You know, whatever. I know that a lot of people are talking shit about the movie. They're like, they should have just left it alone. I mean,
but
I don't think you can make it any worse. So, I mean,
exactly, you can't make it any worse, right? Like that's how I feel. And you know, like 4 hours, that's essentially 2 whole ass movies. And you know, with 4, you know, how long was the first one? It was like just barely under the 2 hour mark, right?
A little over 2, I think. I don't know. I mean, it was originally supposed to be a 2-part movie. That's originally what Zack Snyder said. It was going to be 2 parts. Now you're cramming it into one 4-hour movie where it probably would have.
It just hit the 2 hour mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I'll watch it. Maybe we'll fucking do something to talk about it on here, give our thoughts. But I don't know when I'm gonna have time. 4 hours to watch a fucking movie. I'll probably break it up into like.
I'm definitely gonna break it up. I'm definitely gonna do like maybe an hour a day. Like
yeah,
that's a lot.
That makes sense.
Because they're broken up into chapters apparently. Okay. So it's like chapter 1, chapter 2. And they're broken up into 4 chapters.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a good way to do it then. 1 hour.
You know what I mean? I mean, I could be wrong. Keep in mind, this is all freaking interwebs. Like,
yeah.
So it's hard to say, but like, you know, it does show it shows promise in certain aspects of it. You know, like the whole nightmare scene is apparently going to go for like a whole last hour or something. So we get a little touching on that. I feel like Joss Whedon like was definitely not the director to take over for Snyder after he had to leave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, they should have. I mean, granted, they're like they couldn't just stop production in the middle of the beginning of production. Granted, they couldn't do that, but there were certain things that you could and couldn't have done. You know what I mean? Like with or without Snyder there. But you know, like that's neither here nor there. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know you guys came for WandaVision, but
now we're talking to Snyder.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have on WandaVision. I think that I love the show, and I can't wait to like watch it all together now. I kind of want to do a rewatch of the entire series because it really is one of my favorite things. It's now made Scarlet Witch one of my favorite characters, where I've now sought after, all these old comic books, and it's been really fun like going back and reading some of these stories. So, yeah, anybody watching or listening, if you like the show and you love comics, which you wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't, go find all those West Coast Avengers comics. I mean, maybe not the single issues because those are going up, but there is an Epic collection that's out that collects a large chunk of it. It's really good. I mean, John Byrne wrote and drew it. It's now given.
Who doesn't love John Byrne?
I mean, yeah.
Everything that John Byrne touches is like almost gold, dude.
Yeah.
Like She-Hulk. Come on.
I know. I just bought some old She-Hulk comics recently before they go up.
Yeah. I remember like I think last year I read I read She-Hulk, the Sensational She-Hulk, not Savage. I read Sensational She-Hulk, and like I can totally see the TV show being like the Sensational She-Hulk. I mean, I haven't read Savage She-Hulk yet. Like I'm still trying to get still trying to find a decent copy of the trade, but Sensational She-Hulk. I would have to say I'm definitely excited for it because at least there you can see what can be adapted into television because there's a lot of fourth wall breaking.
I know.
She-Hulk.
I know. I read the Christmas one where she's like defending this guy that's Santa. Right. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I bought it because I was gonna do it for like my holiday comic episodes during December, and because of the mail, it got like fucking delayed by like 3 weeks. So I got it after the fact, and I'm like, damn, this comic's really dope. So I went back and bought a bunch of the other, like I think I got 1 through 6 or something, because I'm like, this is really interesting how it breaks the fourth wall. It's like even talking about the editors of the comic.
And she's always talking about the writers too. How she's always talking about Byrne. So I feel like, oh, I can't believe Feige's making me do this.
yeah. I mean,
I really hope.
That would be dope,
hope, dude.
That would be really cool if they do that. Yeah, I think the MCU is in very good hands. I think that I'm very excited for Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm excited to like talk about it with you too. I love our conversations where we speculate. So the mid-season one will be a lot of speculating, and then we'll see if we were right about any of it when we do the wrap up for the final one like this. But I think it's going to be cool. I think it looks awesome. A friend of mine saw the first 2 episodes, said we're going to be blown away.
Dude, the spike in U.S. Agent freaking back issues had been crazy.
I hate U.S. Agent. I fucking hate.
Dude, I've hated U.S. Agent from like the beginning of like me and my Marvel fandom.
Yeah, he's just fuck that dude. He was in West Coast Adventures, the ones I've been reading, and he gets forced onto the team, and I'm like, oh my god, I hate this fucking idiot. Like, why is he here? Yeah. But anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah, same.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show too. If you didn't finish the show and you've now listened to us spoil the show and it makes you want to watch it, I
apologize, but I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah,
you knew what you were getting into.
Exactly.
By listening to the show.
So that's been another episode of the Comic Lounge podcast, and come back when we talk Falcon Winter Soldier in about like 4 weeks, I guess we'll do it after.
No, 2 weeks. Oh, 4 weeks. Yes, 4 weeks for. So 5 weeks.
5 weeks, yeah. So when we come back for the mid-season recap, but on that note, all right. Well, if you're not already following us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Comic Lounge. You can follow Dylan at the Dillbot on Instagram. Make sure you throw your comments or suggestions down below, or you can also email us at comicloungepod@gmail.com, and make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.
Later, buds.